Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. Welcome, and it is week 2 of the 8-week transformation challenge. So first of all, I wanted to say this video is recommended by Sue this morning. This is actually not the video that we were going to make today, which was already previously made, but I think it's really important that we cover this topic. This video is going to be titled basically how to stop binge eating, why do we do it, and what the heck can we do about it. Let's get started. Now the first reason, and I feel probably the biggest factor for anybody, is we use food as self-medicating. Now, just like a drug addict, you know, if a drug addict smokes crack or smokes meth or smokes weed or somebody smokes cigarettes or whatever, if they're using it in a self-medicating form, we're doing the exact same thing. We're trying to fill voids where there's problems in our lives, whether it's with depression, anxiety, stressful relationships, loss, sadness, anger, whatever it is, we're trying to fill those voids with food. Well, you're probably like, well, yeah, I understand that part, but why? Well, foods contain sugar, carbs, that release and spike insulin levels, spike blood sugars, get your body all out of whack. They release those positive endorphins, chemicals, and maybe you're not getting those positive and really good feelings out of your personal life, so you're trying to substitute or supplement those feelings. Well, you can't supplement feelings. You don't just be like, oh, I got a jar of happiness today. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to work on a lot of different things in your life. But remember, once you start this cycle of thinking that it's going to make you happy, it's going to make you happy, it's going to make you happy. Sure, when you're sitting there with a gallon of Ben & Jerry's or whatever, you're happy for like 5 minutes. Afterwards, what happens? You feel horrible about yourself because you screwed up your diet, you're not eating right, you're not exercising, blah, 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 blah. Over time, by continuously binge eating, and I mean like gorging yourself. I have been famous, and I'm not trying to like gloat about this, obviously it's not something to be proud of, but I have eaten so much that I've actually vomited because I've eaten so much food at one time. That's bad, okay? I used to eat so much food that I would have to sit on the toilet for an hour in excruciating pain from the amount of hemorrhoids that I had, from the amount of food that I was consuming on a regular basis that was way over what anybody should ever be consuming. So I know the effects of overeating, okay? And that's an extreme version. Maybe everybody's not on that. That's okay. But I can guarantee if you don't get a control of it, you're going to be there eventually. So please focus on that. Over time, you destroy the chemical reactions and the neuroreceptors, the leptin levels, the signal that tells your brain when you're about 80% full. It shoots a signal to your stomach saying, hey, whoa, whoa, slow down, or to your brain, slow down, we're getting full or whatever. Well, you get, those are getting completely and utterly obliterated over time by you continuously overeating on occasion. And everybody watching this is probably saying, well, I don't do that every day. It doesn't matter. If you do it once a week, once a month, once a year, whatever, you're damaging those things, okay? It's important that you don't do it because you're giving your body a bad way of naturally responding. It's like doing a drug, okay? Think about it. When you do a drug, what happens? You know, say you smoke a joint or something like that. Well, the first time you get really high, right? And then say you smoke all the time, and then a year later, a joint doesn't get you that high. It's just kind of just gets you by or whatever. It's the same thing. You know, the first time you feel really full that you overeat or whatever if you haven't done it in a while, but then if you do it next week or in a couple days, it doesn't have the same effect. It's just your body responding differently and adapting to the issue that you're creating for it. So you can't do that. Nobody's going to want to hear this one. Lack of self-discipline. It literally is a huge lack of self-discipline. I have the problem, okay? I'm not talking about you. I'm not directing this to you. I'm saying us, okay? We have a major lack of self-discipline. And everybody's going to say, whatever, shut up. And everybody, it's funny because people that look at people that are overweight, they say, oh, you just can't control your face, you can't control your mouth, you can't close your mouth, you have no discipline. I'm not saying that, I'm not targeting you. What I'm saying is, you have this sense of, you also have a sense of entitlement. I work my ass off, I can eat whatever the hell I want. You can do whatever you want, okay? You can go drink your whole paycheck away. I don't care. That's on you. That's up to you what you want to do. You can do whatever you want, but you can't gorge yourself and also get an amazing body at the same time. Now, you might not be going for an amazing body. You might just want to lose 10 pounds, but you're not going to lose that 10 pounds by eating bad every few days. So it's really important that you focus. Hey, let's have the discipline to be able to go a month. See what happens. Will I lose 5 pounds? I guarantee you won't gain 20, okay? So it's important that you remember controlling yourself and your discipline, saying, hey, I came to this part and I'm really frustrated and I want to eat really bad, but then you have to stop yourself. Literally stop and think, is this actually in tune with the goals that I'm trying to achieve? Absolutely not. Walk away. Do something else. Trust me, it works. Patience. You ain't got no patience. I'm an impatient person, okay? I understand. But a day or two, or 3 or 4, or even 5 or 6 is not going to yield the results that you're trying to obtain, okay? Be more patient. It's okay. Read a book. Relax. Chill. It's gonna come. Comparing yourself to others, okay? A lot of people are constantly comparing themselves to others. They can eat whatever they want, so I can eat whatever I want. False. Not true. And probably you only see them eating whatever they want, not actually doing that all the time. Chances are that person that eats a whole pizza doesn't have the same issues mentally that you do. Now, I'm not saying you got issues, but I'm just saying you might have a different type of issue with food, okay? That person that eats a pizza, when you see them and they don't gain any weight or whatever, also isn't the person standing in front of the fridge at 11 o'clock at night wondering what else they can shovel in their mouth, okay? I got that problem, okay? I'm not saying you. Remember, I'm talking about me too, okay? I'm here with you. The other thing is, you're not doing anything with your life, okay? I know that's a harsh reality. Remember, people that overeat are usually sitting around waiting to do what? Find something to do. Unfortunately, food's cheap, food's easy, food's simple, doesn't take any effort. I can literally walk 10 steps to my fridge and eat 55 Twinkies. Okay? That's easy. That's simple. If you need to go back to school, go back to school. If you need to get the hell out of the house and get away from the damn fridge, do it. Okay? If you need to take your kids to the park, do it. If you need to do something, anything, everything, besides just sitting there watching TV, I haven't watched TV in 10 years. I kid you not. 10 years. That was a relationship thing, okay? I don't do that anymore. Why? Because I'm busy doing other things. Pick up a book, go to the park, and read it. Go to Starbucks, get you a black coffee with a little bit of stevia in it, chill out, relax, get your mind out of the house, okay? Go do something. Go swimming, go to the lake, go for a freaking drive, do anything, okay? Boredom, I've never been bored in my life, by the way. Boredom is the king of all problems, okay? Boredom gets you in trouble. Don't get bored. Get busy. Society shows us it's okay. I am not giving you a card to blame society for overeating, so stop. We have been shown this for so long. This scenario, guy breaks up a girl, girl eats what? Gallon of ice cream. What is she doing? Feeding her emotions. It's not good. Don't do that, okay? Now, we're gonna go into some tips that can probably help figure out what these things are, figure out how to fix them. Let's go. First, fix your life. Okay? I'm going to be completely honest. If you got relationship problems, fix the relationship. If you're not being treated right, get out. If your boss treats you like crap, quit your job. Get a new job. Anything that's emotionally affecting you on a level that's making you eat poorly or run to food, aka drugs, or anything like that, change it, okay? If you're not happy with yourself, change it. Start working on yourself. Go to the bookstore and get some self-help books. If you were beat as a child or something happened to you long ago that you've never recovered from, you need to start working on that. Okay? Don't just put it off. Go talk to a counselor. Go talk to somebody. If somebody in your family is causing you heartache or hardship, or they're affecting you mentally or emotionally or physically or whatever, talk to them. If it can't be fixed, fix it yourself. Okay? Food has the sugar, has the carbs, has all that stuff, that great stuff, that chemical release that we put inside our body that makes us feel good, right? Like I said. But it only happens for about 3 days. Am I saying that you have to eat no carbs for the rest of your life and you just can't do whatever? No. If you've been paying attention to the group, Healthy Living for a Healthy Life, by the way, if you're new here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And check us out on our Facebook group called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. If you've been paying attention, I've started incorporating things like refeed days. And the reason I do refeed days is because, and depending on where you're at on your journey, maybe it's every 2 weeks, maybe it's every month, maybe it's once a week. The reason I do that is for normality, so that you can enjoy going out with friends and enjoy just daily things or whatever. You can go have a drink with the girls, or you can go to a birthday party without having to worry about what you're eating that day or something like that, and that's perfectly acceptable. If you're only going 1 or 2 or 3 days without carbohydrates, you're literally making it to the actual only the threshold. You have to start recognizing the day that causes you issues. I'll be honest, the 3rd day is usually the hardest without carbs and sugar. But the thing is, you have to put off instant satisfaction for the overall goal, okay? The first day, it's like, whatever, I'm kind of just no big deal. 2nd day, you're like, okay. 3rd day, you're like, give me anything, I'll put it in my friggin' face hole. Okay, so I understand, I get it. But you have to just recognize, hey, that 3rd day is going to be rough, I'm going to get through. 5th day, 7th day, 24th day, whatever, it's going to be fine. Because I'm not going to have that problem anymore. The cravings are going to be gone. Okay? And remember, recognize what's going on around you. If you're like 10, 12 days in, you're not craving carbs, you're just craving something to fix whatever emotionally, physically, mentally is going on. Okay? So it doesn't have anything to do with food. Now remember, once you start incorporating these days of freedom, when you can pretty much eat whatever you want, not gorge yourself, but have the ability to eat whatever you want, then at that point you can start getting a healthier connection with food rather than using it as filling some type of void that you're living with your life. I'll be honest, one of the hardest things that I struggle with in life in general is self-discipline. Self-discipline can be a really huge turning point for a lot of people. Now, a lot of the times, I've done this many times. Ice cream is one of my weaknesses. Peanut butter is one of my weaknesses. If I have peanut butter in the house, I fall apart. Peanut butter, it's my nemesis, my kryptonite. But if you have something like that, and this is a go-to food, whatever your go-to food is, when you're feeling those things, I want you to go to the food, and I've done this many times practicing my own personal self-discipline. I buckled, I'm not gonna lie, I fell apart, ate 5 gallons, okay, it happens. But you need to work on that self-discipline. Go into the grocery store, look at whatever your weakness is, and just sit there and think about it. Say, you know what? I'm going to think about this. I'm going to read labels. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to walk myself through this and stuff like that. Because that way you're actually working on your strength. Okay? Sometimes you'll fall apart. Sometimes you'll end up getting it. But it's important that you think and focus on the idea that you're stronger than this thing. Okay? This thing is just a thing. You're a human. You're a living, breathing, amazing creature of creation, okay? And that is much stronger than an insignificant jar of ice cream, okay? Patience. You're gonna have to work on your patience. I know. We're not gonna go into everything, all right? We're not gonna get super crazy, but you need to be more patient. Practice in all areas of your life, okay? Remember, food ties into every moment of your life, okay? You're gonna eat 4 or 5 times a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. But I guarantee the one thing that will be consistent in your life, as long as you're not dying, is food. So, it would be silly to only practice your patience while you're eating. Practice your patience in any difficult situation that you suffer from having patience. I've done this in line at the convenience store. Is extremely difficult for me when there's people in front of me buying 75 lottery tickets and then they get on their bicycle because they don't have money to buy a car and they're buying freaking lottery tickets and they think they got this down to a science and blah 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 blah, and it drives me freaking nuts. Get the hell out of my way, I gotta go. I just sit there, I breathe, I relax. I don't even pay attention to what they're doing anymore. I just look off because I've practiced the patience. I do this in traffic. In traffic, I stop worrying about what other people are doing. I don't let it aggravate me. People cut me off. It's like, hey, whatever. Could I jump out of the car and freak out and get into a fist fight with somebody? Of course. But is that practicing my patience? Because I don't really know what's going on. You know, maybe they freaked out and they panicked and they have anxiety while they're driving and they just swerved over to me and hit their brakes on accident. Probably not. But hey, I can only control myself. I can only control how I respond to things. I can't control what they're doing. So practice patience in any situation, and then it actually will roll over into other areas of your life. As a kid, you may have experienced a lot of different things, and one of which you may have family time, and the only time you ever got with your family was when you went out to eat, or when you had dinner or breakfast or whatever. And those only times that you felt good about hanging out with your family at that point, remember that good feeling about hanging out with your family, and then your family said, eat what's on your plate, you eat all your food, and you know, you're this big of a kid and you're having to eat this big of a plate and you're full halfway through it, and but you're feeling good because you're with your family, but they're forcing you to eat it. So you eat all your food because you want dessert, so you're already way over full, and you're way over full, and then you get dessert and you get all this sugar and then you get all this buzz, and then what happens like 15 minutes later, boom, you fall asleep. So 3 things happen there, okay? You feel good because you're with your family. Your family makes you feel good, but they make you overeat. So you feel good because you're overeating. Then you feel good because you're overeating, then you really overeat, then you go to bed. Does it sound anything like actually what you're doing now? You feel good while you're overeating, then you go to bed. You've transferred off this, whatever childhood thing this was, into something worse as an adult. Comparing yourself with others is probably the most dangerous thing you can do on any level. I'm not talking about food, I'm talking about any level. There is guys that are born 100 times more attractive than me, okay? And that sucks. But it doesn't suck. You know, I'm me. Maybe I'm more charismatic. Maybe I'm more caramel. Thinking about food. Maybe I'm more charismatic. Maybe I'm funnier. Maybe I'm stronger. Whatever. But the reality is, all of those things I just said are trying to compare myself against somebody that I feel that I'm inferior to, and it's not true. You're not inferior to somebody that can eat a whole pizza and you can eat a slice and gain 5 pounds. It doesn't matter. Your body is completely different. You're special in your own way, and you should never judge yourself based on what somebody else can do, okay? Because there's somebody that can run 100 miles. And if I beat myself up about not being able to run 100 miles, I mean, that's silly, right? Because you have to train to be able to do that. So it's okay. If anything, if at the least of this, if they can eat like whatever they want and not gain weight, think about how their insides are. Maybe their insides aren't healthy. You're seeing the outside image. That doesn't mean they're healthier, okay? But also, once you become and have the ability to be in shape like this individual, imagine how much stronger you'll be mentally, okay? Not comparing yourself to them, but just knowing that you will grow stronger through focusing on your own self-discipline through the process. Now, like I said about the whole society thing, okay, stop worrying about that. Stop, get that out of your mind. Don't worry about the commercials. I'll say 95% of the reason I no longer watch TV is because of the freaking hamburger commercials, the coffee commercials, this, the food, this, blah, 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 blah. That's all nonsense, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with anything. Stop watching it, okay? Stop reading into it. Stop going to buy. It works, okay? If they say something, blah, 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 this hamburger place got this new Smoky Mountain cheeseburger, whatever. Why am I in the drive-thru 45 minutes later? It's real. I know you don't think you're that weak, but you are. And you need to stop giving into those silly freaking temptations. You guys, keep up the good work. I hope this video helped a little bit on shedding some light on maybe a few different issues. I wish you guys the most beautiful day. Be stronger than your excuses, and really be stronger than your excuses when it comes to overeating. Practice makes perfect. Everybody always says, practice and you can't be perfect, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Yes, you can. Okay, you can get a hell of a lot closer to perfect than you currently are if you're having issues with gorging yourself or overeating or whatever. And I'm not saying you're bad. You're not a bad person, okay? If we're all here, we've had the issue with it, okay? It's okay. It's no big deal. But focus on every time that comes up, and you know it's going to happen. First of all, if it's going to happen, eat slow. Eat real slow. Take breaks. Okay? I'm not saying I'm accepting that you do this, but I'm saying if it comes up and you know it's going to happen, eat slow. Because I'd much rather you accidentally gorge yourself on 1,000 calories rather than 5,000. You're eating a whole bag of chips because you're eating it in 5 seconds. I guarantee if you ate a handful, waited 5 minutes, ate another handful, you'd probably be done. Okay? It's pretty much that easy. Your body will naturally fill up. If you feel like you're going to gorge yourself or eat bad or whatever, drink a couple bottles of water, put a little bit of fiber in them. Okay? Go for a walk. Do anything besides go for that food. If you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. I'll put links in the description below. Have a beautiful day. Like I said, be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. And let's have an awesome week. Peace.